It seems romantic, but it's pure science. Kissing your partner like this, the way I'm about to tell you, kissing them every day could extend your life by up to 7 years. And no, it's not poetry, it's biology, it's neuroscience, and it's preventive medicine. When you kiss your partner for a prolonged period, at least one kiss a day for 7 minutes, your body activates an incredibly healthy chemical cascade. Your body starts to produce oxytocin, which is the bonding hormone that reduces stress and protects the heart. Dopamine, which improves mood and motivation. Endorphins, which are natural painkillers that strengthen the immune system. Well, what if instead of just one long kiss, it's two, three, four? Wouldn't that be even better? Studies from the University of Frankfurt observed that people with close emotional relationships, frequent physical contact, and daily displays of affection lived longer and got sick less often. Additionally, research published in Psychosomatic Medicine and the American Journal of Cardiology shows that intimate contact reduces cortisol, the stress hormone, improves heart rate variability, and lowers the risk of hypertension and cardiovascular diseases. And here comes the most important part, which isn't the kiss itself, though let's be honest, it must be wonderful. Being in a relationship and kissing each other passionately every day, take advantage of it, and if not, look for someone. What does the kiss represent? The body interprets security, belonging, and emotional connection. And a body that feels safe ages more slowly. So it's not cheap romanticism, it's conscious longevity. Love is not only felt, it also translates into years of life. Write down below, I choose connections that give me life, and share it with the person who brings you health, calm, and years of existence today. Of course, I declare myself a conscious or scientific romantic, because if science says this is better, why? Apparently now there is a crisis with couples, either fewer couples are forming or more couples are breaking up. It seems like there is a crisis because the right things weren't done in the past, but we always have time to start doing the right thing from now on. I encourage you to get together as couples and set common goals, purposes, and things in common. Why is manifestation always instant? According to Neville Goddard, a lot of people want to manifest quickly, right now, instantly. And they get frustrated because they look at the clock and say it doesn't work. But here's the truth. Manifestation is always instant. Being conscious allows us a science. It allows us to be aware. A science, the science, a science. Being aware of the science, science, the science, a science. Science is a manifestation. Number one is intention. You decide what you want, an affirmation, a visualization, an idea. That's the least important part. And part number two is the bridge of incidents. And here is the real secret. When you set the intention, the bridge is created instantly. The physical result may take time, but the path that leads you to the physical result is activated. The bridge is created immediately. Neville Goddard explains it like this. Even if you don't have the means, if it takes 1,000 people for something to happen, each one will play their part, consciously or unconsciously. And you won't even notice because the bridge works behind the scenes. And why do people block everything then? Because they get obsessed with the how, among many other things. And instead of walking, they sit on the bridge and start doubting. This doesn't happen, this doesn't arrive, this doesn't come. The sign that you're on the bridge is that your inspired action usually seems normal, even irrelevant. It doesn't always make sense. That's why the true master of manifestation isn't about repeating techniques, it's about mastering this, living in the present. Because when you're in the now, you're making space for your unconscious, your higher self, God, everyone. To organize what your rational mind can't calculate, with your thinking mind, you can't know how all of this works. The present is the point of power. When you leave the present, you go back to control, to fear, to hurry, and that's when you stumble. So make it simple. 1. Define a clear intention. 2. Let go of the how. 3. Walk forward, take a real step every day today. 4. Return to the present moment every time anxiety catches you, and you'll start to notice such perfect coincidences that you won't be able to call them coincidences anymore. Write 5 in the comments. I trust the bridge too. Write in the comments, my job is not to build the bridge, my job is to walk it. Let's see. In summary, manifestation is instant because, according to Neville Goddard, the moment you set an intention, the bridge of incidents is created. A sequence of events that takes you from point A to point B, which is important to keep in mind and to live in peace. The physical result may take time, but the bridge is the day I stopped struggling and found peace and love. For a long time, people would ask me, Cristobal, how can you be so calm if your life has been so chaotic, so hard, so intense? And the truth is, I wasn't like that before. I used to fight against everything, against life, against people, against myself. I believed that control meant security. I was the most controlling man you could imagine and the most analytical you could imagine. I thought that if I held on to everything tightly, it wouldn't hurt. And if something did hurt, I would avoid the pain and let it go until life wore me out. People left. Plans fell apart. Everything I tried to force often collapsed. And in that exhaustion, something unexpected happened. I didn't find answers. What I found was peace, and then love. Not because life became easy, but because I stopped giving chaos a seat in my mind and in my nervous system. So, what happened then? I understood something key. If something costs you your peace, it's too expensive. Listen to that again, it's too expensive, isn't it? No matter the story or how much love was involved, if it causes anxiety, self-doubt, or makes you shrink, it's not in line with your love, peace, or what truly matters. And listen, letting go isn't about not loving. It's about not begging or trying to prove your worth. Detachment isn't coldness, it's clarity. Detachment is saying, I love you, but I'm not going to lose myself just to keep you. At first, letting go hurts. It feels like mourning, like silence, like empty hands, like I've been left behind, like they don't love me. But if you go through that silence without chasing, without forcing, you find a much more powerful version of yourself. Because peace never comes with noise. Never peace and love come softly, like a sigh you didn't know you were holding in. That's when I understood everything. I don't need to be chosen, nor do I need to choose. I choose and I am chosen. But letting go is not giving up. Letting go is trusting. Before acting, ask yourself, does this come from love or from fear or from insecurity or from doubt? Am I trusting or am I trying to control? What's meant for you doesn't need to be chased. What leaves just makes room for something more aligned and better. Peace and love are never found outside. You recover them when you stop betraying yourself. Write down here, I choose peace, I choose myself. Start today, I choose myself, I choose me, I choose myself, I choose me, I choose myself, I choose me. Do you want to? I have something to say that may make you uncomfortable. If you're currently chasing money, love, success, or inner peace, it's very likely that you're playing reality backwards. I mean, most people live like this. When I achieve this, then I'll be happy. Or when I reach that result, then I'll feel complete. And life is like pushing a rock uphill, completely exhausted and frustrated. Science and neuroscience confirm it. Your brain doesn't respond to what you want, it responds to your internal state. Your perception, your decisions, and the opportunities you see depend on the emotional and mental state you're in right now. Look at this, pay attention. When you are calm, coherent, or grateful, you see solutions, the right people, and signs. However, when you are in fear or in lack, you see problems, threats, and obstacles. Even if reality is exactly the same, you will see more obstacles than opportunities. Here's the key twist. Reality doesn't change first. Either you change first, or you won't see what you desire. Then, reality reorganizes itself when you change first. Now you can manifest what you want, manifest it from who are you. If you want life to start chasing you, stop looking outside for what is an internal state of peace and love. First be peace, first be abundance, first be coherence, and then watch how reality starts to bend in your favor. Stop pushing the rock, change your state, and the game of life will start to play out in a way that suits you according to your desires. When reality stops resisting, write down here, I choose to change my state, and save this video to come back to it whenever you need it. Your nervous system rejects your dream, and that's why it doesn't manifest. Let's consider that the problem might not be your manifestation, but rather that your body doesn't feel safe living in that new reality. I'm going to explain it to you simply in another way. To prioritize your survival, not happiness. And when you imagine a big leap, more money, more love, more success, your body can interpret it as danger. Danger, this is unknown. It's better to go back to what we always do. The new is better, but for your body, it's unknown. That's why many say, when I achieve that, I'll feel good, but it doesn't work that way. It's actually the opposite. First, you have to feel secure inside so that things on the outside can change. Calm your nervous system. Here's the trick. Your nervous system often learns through repetition. If you've spent years training stress, fear, scarcity, or alertness, your body goes back to that by inertia because it's what it knows, fear. So how do you reprogram it? Point 1. Calm your body first. Breathe slowly for 2 to 5 minutes every day. Inhale for 4 seconds, exhale for 5 seconds. Then that sends a biological signal to your body that says, I'm safe, and takes you out of fight or flight mode with the breathing. Second, don't fight the thought when the typical thought appears, like I can't do this. This isn't for me, or it's not going to happen. Don't fight it, because when you fight it, the negative thought gets stronger. Do this instead. Observe it as if it were a scared child inside you and ask yourself, what fear is underneath this thought? Point number 3, rehearse your new life and look at the blockage in your mind, in your imagination. Close your eyes for 20 seconds and imagine your desired reality. Where do you live? How do you feel? How do you relate to money, to love, to peace? And if tension, doubt, or a knot in your stomach appears, well, that's where the key is. By repeating these visualizations, your body will unlock. Keep breathing, but don't run away. When you let your body process it, the blockage completes its cycle and is released, and then something incredible happens. You will manage to change your internal state, and your life will start to reflect it like a mirror. Remember this, it's not about thinking positively, which is also good, but it's better to teach your body that it's safe, to live in abundance, in love, and in calm. Write in the comments, my body is safe, and save this video to watch it again every day. Confidence is uncomfortable, yet it's essential, and that's why almost no one achieves it. Do you know that many people never become self-confident? Because they think confidence feels good from the beginning? And no, confidence almost always feels like discomfort, embarrassment. I feel weird, this isn't me, why does it feel like this? Because you're stepping out of an old character. Yourself and your mind love what's familiar, even if it makes you small. I'm about to share a truth that changes everything. Confidence is not a state, it's a muscle. And when you train a muscle, sometimes it hurts a little and sometimes it's hard to develop it. Now, how do you build that muscle without going crazy? Point 1. Create a map of your confident self. Ask yourself, how does my confident version walk? How does he talk? What does he tolerate? What kind of friend, partner, or professional is he? Not to invent a fake personality, but to remember who you can be, to recognize yourself. Point number 2, micro changes. Don't look for radical changes. Don't try to change everything tomorrow in 24 hours. Instead, do it like this. Today, straighten your posture for 10 seconds. Tomorrow, look into someone's eyes for 2 seconds longer. This week, speak one sentence more slowly from time to time. For example, say no to one small thing. That's fake until it becomes real. And yes, at first it feels like shoes that aren't yours. At first you fake it, but you train yourself, and one day you realize and say, wow, I am this person now. Period. The hidden key: keep small promises. Confidence is born from a word called self-confidence, and self-confidence is built with evidence. I said I'd do it, and I did. Water, drink more water, walk, train, read for 10 minutes. Small promises equal to fulfilled, equal to identity. Strong and watchful. With this, insecure people criticize because they need to feel above others, falsely. Secure people don't compete, they respect each other. Confidence doesn't come when you feel ready. It comes after going through discomfort. Write in the comments. Today I choose to make myself uncomfortable in order to grow, and save this video to watch it when doubts come back to you. Are you putting yourself below money instead of above it? Money is unlimited because it's an unlimited energy. Money isn't chased, it's attracted. When you generate value mainly from your authenticity, you have to stop acting for money and start becoming someone who creates real value. Therefore, authenticity is one of the important keys. Money is the goal, but at the same time, it's a reflection of who you are. Therefore, the real goal is not money, but improving yourself. And that, as a reflection, will give you a better situation in life. I'm going to tell you something that might hurt, but it will set you free. If you're thinking about money right now, most likely you're pushing it away. Because money is not a reward, money is a gauge, an energy that reflects a feeling, value, your value, and the value you bring. And here's the idea that changes your life. Wealth equals your ability to generate value. In other words, it's not about how I get money, it's more about what value I'm creating. That others prefer more than their money so that their money comes to me, changes pockets because I am giving them value. And now comes the number one mistake that blocks almost everyone, acting like a person who wants money. That changes your personality. It makes you sell from a place of need. Even if you do it unconsciously, it's noticeable. Because when you do that without realizing it, the energetic message you send out is, I'm not worthy for who I am, I have to act to deserve it. And that lowers your perceived value. There you're putting yourself below money, you're in your smallness, because in reality you are a divine, gigantic, fantastic, and wonderful being. And your natural state is to be above money, helping many people, generating value, and receiving a lot of wealth as a logical consequence. On the other hand, when you do this, you put yourself, now I'm going to give you the keys to put yourself above money. Point 1. You choose what is aligned with you, improve your skill and your message, solve a real problem for people, provide transformation, and become specific and useful. And then real magic happens. Money stops being something you chase and becomes a consequence because money flows toward value and value multiplies. When it comes from your truth and your authenticity and not from your fear. You don't attract money because of what you want, you attract it because of what you contribute. Write down here, today I increase my value, increase your value, because that's what will bring you money. Today I increased my value, and tell me, write it too. What transformation are you seeing to offer the world today, or this week, or this month? If you truly believe that something belongs to you, you wouldn't chase it or beg for it, you would simply allow it to come. As you can see, this is one of the ways to clear the path for the manifestation of all the things you desire. Our mind has been trained to believe that there isn't enough. This produces many negative consequences for us, one of which is that we cling to what we have just in case we lose it and end up with nothing. So out of fear, we might be clinging to a job we don't like or to a partner we're not happy with. The manifestation of wealth has more to do with letting go, flowing with detachment, surrender, renunciation, clarity, much more with this than with the fear of losing. It's not possible to maintain a healthy physical body without a clear perception of your emotions and a strong determination to direct your thoughts toward topics that make us feel good. Right below. Feeling good is natural. When I trained my mind with Cristobal, if someone tries to bring you down, it's because they're below you. The ones above are busy. Always keep that in mind. There is an unlimited stream of well-being and an abundance of all kinds of things that are always within your reach. But logically, you have to align yourself with them to receive them. You can't resist them and receive them at the same time. The only way to deactivate it is to realize that the law of inclusion is the law of inclusion is at its core. Your attention expands and becomes a more important part of your vibrational setup. So, whether it's a thought, something you want or something you don't want, your attention invites it to become part of your experience. Life is very much about doing things as soon as possible. Many times, the biggest obstacle we have to happiness and fulfillment is the fear of rejection. Once you overcome it, there's nothing and no one that can stop you. And if it doesn't work out this time, it'll work out next time. No problem. Just keep moving forward.